Do you want a cucumber?
Yeah.
Can you believe our neighbors were throwing these away?
You found this in a trash can?
Yeah.
Alright, let's just get started. So what are the requirements?
It has to be 5 to 10 minutes in line. And we have to include the line, don't touch me like that.
When is it due by?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yep.
Well shoot, we have to go interview people. Let's see if we can scrounge up some people that will talk to us.
Alright, let's go.
And so we set out to ask the Roanoke College faculty what they thought about climate change. We wanted to hear how they would be affected personally by climate change, and we allowed them to voice their concerns about their favorite creatures that will live in this ever-changing world.
My main concern with it, I think, is, I have children, and I have these nightmarish moments where I think to myself that, are they going to end up in a Mad Max world where everybody's fighting for water and ridiculous things like that? But, crazier things have happened.
I have many concerns about climate change. One is that we seem to be having all 4 seasons each week instead of each year. That disturbs me. It's hard to know what to wear given the changing climate.
So I'm concerned about climate change on global ecosystems. As we increase the amount of carbon in the atmosphere, other greenhouse gases, we are changing the range that species are able to survive and thrive at. We really need to work on decreasing those through carbon capture, because we are changing the temperature at a rate that the environment hasn't seen in quite a while.
Well, what concerns me most about climate change is we don't know what the consequences are going to be. We just don't know. And that's frightening because the consequences may be and will likely be so serious that we can't recover from it.
Bigfoot. I've always been a big Bigfoot fan. Big Bigfoot fan. And you poor Bigfoot, because you think the more desperate we become, the more we just kind of tear into our natural resources, the less space there is for creatures to live and to be safe and comfortable and hidden away. And I worry that if we got into a Mad Max kind of situation with Bigfoot, he would probably win. So.
Okay, well, I've definitely heard some propaganda that unicorns don't exist or whatever, which is bullshit. There's plenty of evidence that evolutionary psychologists have found indicating that unicorns do exist or did exist, and that they were a big part of our ancestors' lives.
Well, we at Roanoke College actually have done extensive research on Sasquatch. And the Sasquatch in the area have been definitely impacted. Their range is moving even further northward, which means they may come in contact with further northern species such as the Yeti. And the interplay of those species could have drastic consequences for Homo sapiens.
Well, my grandfather, when I was a boy, used to tell me about this creature in the woods. I went camping with him a lot, and he told me about this creature called the wampus cat. And according to my granddad, it was a kind of a panther-looking thing that was black. Black panther, I guess is what it looked like. And so I thought I saw one last night. I know they don't really exist, but I thought I saw one night when I was camping. And so what would climate change do to the wampus cat? I would say that the habitat for the wampus cat might be destroyed, And so the wampus cats, wherever they may be, might be totally lose their natural habitat. And so as elusive as they are, they may be eradicated as a result of this, which would be a terrible thing.
It was first described in this book, The Monster's Guide to North America, as being indigenous to the Roanoke Valley.
I have heard about it, and I think I saw one time. It was larger than I had imagined, and it was standing in the Roanoke River, which surprised me because I'd always heard it was a dry land creature, but it appeared to be enjoying kind of a swim in the Roanoke River. So,
If it's living in the Roanoke River, it's probably resilient to the effects of poo, right? It might thrive in a changing climate. In fact, it might have evolved in response to climate change. Right? So climate change means that some species die off, but other species will rise to take their place. So maybe the Roanoke rapscallion is like the next generation. When all the humans die or move to Oklahoma, the rapscallion will remain.
Over the course of our journey, we gained new insights on how Roanoke College faculty feel about climate change. We also learned about some of North America's most infamous unconfirmed species. We turned to President Maxey for some final thoughts.
I mean, I hope that everybody who comes to Roanoke thinks that when you're in the real world after Roanoke, that part of what you ought to do is try to make it a better place. And with climate change, part of what I worry about is we're going to leave things worse and worse and worse, and we don't know where that ultimately goes. And so, you know, if you believe in trying to leave the world a better place, climate change appears to be one of the places where we're most vulnerable to leaving the world a worse place.